The Czech and Slovak Club of Greater Kansas City is going to demonstrate for you for our 2020 online ethnic enrichment festival how to make Slovakian goulash. Unlike American goulash, where you'll find peas and pasta, if you can recollect back to your younger days at the school cafeteria, this has none of that in it. This is strictly about three main ingredients: an onion base, meat, and potatoes, and a number of spices. So for that, I'd like to introduce you. We're going to do like 4 cups of beef bouillon. Then we're going to add some caraway seed, but what we want to do with this is blend it up and make it as fine as possible. Marjoram, so you'll do 2 tablespoons of marjoram, back to the caraway seed, just kind of to taste, but you don't need much because it's a strong spice. We have salt. We're going to use a little bit of a hot Hungarian paprika, but you got to be careful with that. Sweet paprika, you can use as much as you want. The secret spice of Central and Eastern European cooking is vegeta. Black pepper, garlic, and we're going to throw a beer in for good measure. If you need more liquid, feel free to add more water as you see fit, or beer. So with that, we'll start the cooking process. Okay, we're back. As you can see, we have the onion going, and when it started to get translucent, we added some salt to it and let it cook a couple more minutes because it's going to help break it down, because that's going to be the base of this stew. This is where I also like to add in a little bit of beer here to kind of deglaze it. Right before we add in all our meat. So we're going to cook this meat down until it gets nice and gray on all the sides. And then we're going to start adding all of our spices to this dish, and then just kind of let it sit and let time do its magic. As you'll notice, we also have our potatoes going, which we'll add in the last half an hour of the cooking process. Okay, so our meat has been cooking with the onions and it's all gray now, so now it's going to be time to start putting our spices into this stew. This was the ground caraway. I used a magic bullet to kind of refine it. So we'll throw that in, and then we're going to be looking at just teaspoons or tablespoons of different spices. So you have 2 tablespoons of marjoram. I'll add more after this just to speed this up. A tablespoon of the hot paprika. Sweet paprika, you can go probably 2 to 3 tablespoons. That's where all this rich flavor is going to come. This is the vegeta that I talked about. And so you can just kind of do that one by eye. I've done this a couple times, so I kind of know how I like it. Black pepper. And then garlic. So don't be shy with the garlic. So we're going to stir this up. Give it a nice hue, and you can always add more spices as you go to taste. I tend to add some extra onion powder or granulated onion, as we go through this process. Now that we got that all together, it's time to add our liquid. So we're going to finish off that beer in there, or pivo as they say in the Czech Republic and Slovakia. This is our beef base. And so you're looking about 3/4 of a cup of liquid to 1 cup of liquid per pound of meat. And then I did have some extra bones left over. If you don't have bones, not a big deal. But we'll just go ahead and throw that in there for some more flavor. We're just going to let this sit for about an hour and stew, and then we'll add the potatoes. Alright, so our cooking process is done. The Slovakian goulash is here. Looking delicious and ready to go. It's kind of like chili. The longer it sits, the better it tastes. We like to put our potatoes in about the last half hour of cooking, and we prefer a Yukon Gold. It's more buttery and it absorbs the flavor better, but Other people just put some potatoes on the side and then put the goulash on top of it. So you'll find out what works for you. So next up is let's enjoy. Luckily, I have the advantage of getting the seal of approval from someone from the old country. How is it, honey?
It's delicious. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook at Czech and Slovak Club of Kansas City. Dobrú chuť.